Welcome to step 9 of the Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program. In this step, I'm just going to hit the nail at the head because there are so many important key things I want to talk about here. So, for the Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program, when it comes to applying for your permanent residency, there are three. It says choose the application package for the program you'll be applying through. So there is high-skilled workers, there is intermediate-skilled workers, and then there is international graduates. So when I came to Canada, I came as an international international student, but this is international graduates. But ignore that. Let us focus on these two right here. So because it's all related to work and permanent residency and skill, this is the area we're going to talk about. But before I dive right into to explain what these two means and how it's going to be of importance to you, to the viewers, let me talk about this a little bit. So it says the application package includes the instruction guide and all the forms you need to fill out, including this Atlantic Immigration Pilot document. So meaning, as you are submitting your permanent residency package, you're going to include an offer of employment to a foreign national and then certificate of endorsement. And I'm going to show you guys what this means, but I just wanted you to pay attention to this. This is going to come in handy from here if you're applying as a high-skilled worker or if you're applying as an intermediate skilled worker. Let's jump right into one of them. Okay, so let's see. This is application for the Atlantic High Skilled program. I would really advise anyone watching this, it's always good to read everything, because sometimes I could miss something, but I'm always trying as hard as I can because there are always changes. It's always good to pay attention to what is happening. So you might have to give your biometrics, just like I talked about in the how to apply for your temporary work permit. I also said this too, that if you're applying for this program, you may be eligible to apply for a work permit if your employer needs to fill the position urgently. We did talk about this. It says, important, make sure you're applying for the right program based on your previous work experience. If you apply for the wrong program and do not have the work experience required for that program, your application for permanent residency may be refused. So get ready to apply. So the instruction guide, the only thing I want you guys to pay attention here is you're going to download your document checklist, because your document checklist is going to help you print out all these information so that once you fill them out, you check. Everything you see, this is just a good guide. If you forget anything, do not forget your document checklist, because once you have this, it puts you through. Even if you forget to print out something, then you have to come back here. You'll be like, oh yeah. Like for example, when I was going through this form, I missed this one right here. The offer of employment to a foreign national, which is exactly what they did say here, right? So this is among the things that you have to print out. So it says the employer will fill out the form and give it to you to submit with your application, and you must read and sign the declaration at the bottom. So with this checklist, it's going to give you all the guide that you need. And also when you're giving your employer this, it will also be good to as a request for your certificate of endorsement, and I believe the province will have to send that to you. You should have that before you apply, so you're going to put that too as in your application. Let me talk about something really quick here. It did say something about making sure that you fall under the right criteria. So what are the eligibility criteria for applying under the Atlantic High Skilled program? So over here, eligibility criteria for high-skilled workers Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program. So again, there are three programs: skilled, intermediate, and international. So if you want to know if you're eligible to apply under this, just know that eligibility criteria for high-skilled workers are for not codes under level 0, A, and B. Again, and it says work experience in the last 3 years, and you must have worked at least 1,500. This is how many hours you would have to work. You would have worked in 1 year if you're working 30 hours per week. So these are for me, I would say high-skilled workers are for people who are currently working in their industry right now, and they're killing it, but they're looking for something different, right? So let me show you what that means. Let's say right now, let's say we just put a nurse, for example. So licensed practical nurses, this is where I fall under. There is it's a B because there is a high demand of healthcare workers in Canada right now. That is why, you know, it falls under high skilled worker. But you can also apply in this criteria as an intermediate skilled worker if you have the skill. I will come back to that later. So this is not code B, right? So that means this is, skill level type B, not code 323233, meaning based on what I talked about, the criteria falls under, it's level 0 A and B, meaning this nursing falls under the high skilled criteria, right? We can also mess around here. Let's say you get a job. This is just how you figure it out. Let's say you get a job as a caregiver. So that means your skill level type is C. That means for this one, you'll be applying under the intermediate skilled workers, right? So these are the things I also want you to pay attention here. It says work experience. You must have worked exactly the same thing. But these are like, there are things I want you to, as in, pay attention here. That's why I highlighted, I kind of, as in, had to put it in highlight. So you have work experience at National Occupation Classification, NOC skill level C. So as someone applying for a caregiver position, you can apply, you would apply under the intermediate. You will apply under the intermediate skilled worker, right? The other thing I want to talk about here that is huge is, now let's say you are someone who really want to come to Canada, but you just want to apply, like you got a job as maybe a cleaner, or you just want something to, as in, get you out of your country because you just need something. And you apply, maybe you got a job as a cleaner, a chef, or, you know, construction worker, or something that doesn't fall under that high requirement skill. It says these are option 1. You have work experience at national skill level C. So it says national NOC skill level C is a type of job that usually requires a secondary high school education or a job specific training, such as industrial butchers, long haul truck drivers, food and beverage servers. That is pretty cool. Option 2, you have work experience as one of the following: as a registered nurse or psychiatric nurse, licensed practical nurse. You also have one of the following job offers. So if you get any job as a nursing aide, so for me this is like pretty cool. Like if you are a nurse, if you're a nurse and you feel like, okay, I don't have a lot of experience right now, I'm not really working so much, or you are in any healthcare related field and you're like, oh, I don't have a lot of experience, I don't have the required amount of hours, but you have a job offer. You also have one of the job offers as a nursing aide, which is, these are all caregiver positions, because there is a huge demand for these positions. This is like one of the easiest ways to get in, and then, you know, you work your way through, and then you can also apply. So this is really, really important. I wanted to highlight this. So if you get your job offer, come right here, search the type of job you got, and see if you fall on the intermediate. Anything based on what I showed you, eligibility criteria, anything under level 0 A and B is high skilled worker. Anything that is C is under intermediate. So let's say we've all figured this point out, right? Let's go ahead and apply, for example, as an intermediate skilled worker. Once we do that, like I said, you print out, get your checklist. Always read. Always read all these informations. You might find something that is going to be of help. But the most important thing you don't need to forget is your checklist. Get your checklist, download it, and download all the supporting documents. Your checklist is going to walk you through on all you need to do, and then read this instruction. I'm also going to include a video from the Canadian as in YouTube channel on how to fill out all these applications. So When you get to the point that your that your employee needs you to fill out your temporary work permit, use it. If they need you urgently. If not, if you get to the point that you're applying for a permanent residency, watch that video. Is going to guide you. So without wasting much time, I need you to pay attention here. So once you fill out all those information, print and sign. When you fill out, validate the ones that are needed, print, sign. You assemble all your documents following all these steps here. Like I said, use the checklist to make sure you include all the forms and documents you need. Place the checklist on top as a cover to your application package. This is where you're going to send your application. That video I told you, it's right here. It's actually down here. So this video right here is going to, I'm going to show you guys this video. I'm going to put it in a way that is accessible. So it says send a complete document. It's going to walk you through on how to put it all together and send. And this is where you're going to be sending it. It's important that you send the right document, and do not try to make any mistake, or don't try to twist things around. Trust me, if you make a mistake, they're going to send it back. I had some issues with my application at some point. They sent it back twice and I had to fill it out. Imagine if you are someone living outside of Canada and they send it back. It's going to be too much for you. But if for me, I was in Canada and still it was stressful. Imagine if you're someone doing it outside of Canada. So you're going to send this application. Let me show you how to pay your fees again. I've done this before, but we're going to do it again because this is just for, I did that with the temporary work permit. This is for the permanent work permit. So again, let's work with Ghana. Well, we've been working with Ghana, so let's use Ghana. What type? So we're applying for permanent residency, and it's for the Atlantic immigration. So get payment instruction. So it's showing me all the information I need. We recommend you to pay the right of permanent residency fee now to avoid delays. It's really good. So, and also if you and your family need to give biometrics at the same time, make sure you pay using the same payment method. This is biometrics if needed. I would also encourage you guys to pay because a lot of this immigration platforms now, you need biometrics. I did biometrics during my own time. I did biometrics when I came here, even when I applied for my permanent residency. So once you get to this point, this is what we're going to use because it say pay online and apply on paper, because that's what we're doing. It's a paper application. So we pay our fees online. Once we get to this point, step 1, check if you are eligible. So we've gone all through that. So we get to the point where it says choose your fees from a list. Select your application type. So we're paying for permanent residency, and are you paying for the right of residency fee for an application? No. So I haven't submitted. So see list. And once we get to this point, we're doing permanent residency, Atlantic immigration, right? So we hit on that button. So because your application without a permanent residency fee, your application and right of permanency, so if it's only you, one person, if you're coming with your spouse, you hit this button and add your family per child, right? So if it's 3 kids, if you're coming with include your spouse and right of permanent residency, you hit this button. Include your spouse or partner without the right of permanent residency fee, you hit this button. But if it's just one person, we do this. So let's just say you're just coming by yourself, but if you have a family, follow the next part. In here, I always say put the biometrics so they don't request it again. One person, right? And submit. And this is what we have. Remember, I showed you guys with the prompt. It's going to show you if you've not created an account. It's going to show you, walk you through just like the normal way you create every account. You create your account and you submit as in the information needed. But because I use this to apply for my work permit and a permanent residency, that's why I have my information in here. All I did was just log in. So I'm not a robot. Confirm, login and pay. So it's showing me I'm already logged in. Log in. And this is your information. Get to this point, you hit I've read and understood the disclaimer, proceed to checkout. And as usual, you make your payment, fill out the information, pay, take your receipt, and add your receipt in your package, right? Just as a proof to show them that you've made the payment, right? I believe once you make a payment here, they're going to let you know that you need your receipt. You need to add your receipt inside your package. That's all I have for you guys today on how to apply for your permanent residency under the Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program. In the next video, I'm going to walk you guys through on a bonus unit or a bonus video, new to Canada tips. So when I came to Canada in 2013, I came here, and like when you're in a new place, you don't really know, you don't have no family here. It was a big challenge. I didn't really know like what to do, and when it comes to like owning a house and buying a car and things like that. The good thing about all these countries is like they have so many things. Like they have like a loan for everything. Like when I mean like they have a loan for everything, but at the same time, if you don't really structure yourself very well, you can end up having a bad credit, right? So this bonus track is once you've made it into Canada and you're in Canada, I want to like give you guys something that would help you structure yourself very well. Like one of those things, the mistakes I made, so that you can avoid it, which is how to build a strong credit score that would eventually help you, choosing, even if you come in with the wrong, as in even if you come in with a program or a job just to like get yourself up and going, I want to help you guys as in choose those career paths, which are kind of the things I eventually find myself doing when I entered the healthcare system. You want to be in a career path in this country where you know that it's going to be there for a long time while you figure your way out, right? So being in the healthcare system gave me the opportunity to have a steady job while I build my business on the side, right? Till it started bringing income as well. So these are the strategies in the next part, tips on how to Canada tips. I will just include it like a PDF, the guide to go to when you come in and you're ready to buy a home or buy a new car. You need advice from people who are already here. I'm already available in this country to offer any advice in any little way I can. So that's my bonus tip or my bonus video for you guys. It's not going to be so much. It's just going to be a PDF format of someone you can reach out to. And for me, you can just reach me out via email anytime. I'll see you guys in the next